It's been a while since we've been in the kitchen and doing our regular cooking with no voiceover, no encouragement Wednesday. And I have missed you guys. And if you can tell, Grammy's been just a little bit fighting allergies and different things like that. But I'm doing good. It's early in the morning. I'm the only one up. It's about 7 o'clock this Sunday morning. And I'm up. And I have been meaning to get you guys a video. I tried on Thursday, but Megan had a ball game and it lasted pretty late, and then we didn't get home, so I just could not get a video together for you on Thursday. And then Friday, my sweet grandbabies came over and spent the night, and they were here most of the day on Saturday. So today is my day to spend with you guys in the kitchen, and I hope you guys have been having a wonderful, blessed day. And I've got a bouffant hairdo on top of my head today because I haven't washed my hair yet. So I just piled it up on top of my head. And I'm trying to grow it out. So it's kind of got pieces that won't go up and pieces that won't. But you did not want to see it before. Because I look like I done put my finger in a light socket. Anyway, I thought what we would do today is I cooked breakfast yesterday and I had some leftover meat. And I'm going to show you guys how I put together a frittata. Just using whatever I have in the house. So let's do that. I've kind of got my skillet over here on low. I always take my cast iron, kind of get it good and hot, let it cook just a minute. It seems like I have less problems with them sticking. Because sometimes you do have to wash them. I hate washing my skillets, but sometimes if you're doing something you have to wash them. So usually I put them in the oven after I wash them. Let them get back up to a high temperature. And then I just kind of oil them a little bit, and then I put them away. But when I'm using them, I'll put them over on the thing and just kind of put it on low and just let them kind of sit over there and gel and get warm because they just cook better when they're hot. So, what we're going to do is, I'm winging this. We're going to go look and see what we got over here. Now, usually in a frittata, I like to have some kind of potato in it. So, let's see what we've got in the something has some waffle fries. So let's pull that out. Now let's go get some eggs because we know a frittata is an egg. I don't know what this refrigerator looking like. I have some leftover meat from yesterday morning's breakfast. Okay. And then let's look in this drawer. Definitely gonna need an onion. So let's grab out an onion. Anyway, I've been missing you guys, and I love talking to you guys and seeing how you doing when I don't put a video out and we don't have any kind of conversation. Got some bell pepper. Let's put a few carrots in there. Healthy vegetables isn't gonna hurt. I know people like carrots and eggs, but I'm telling you, it's delicious. We're going to just put everything in there. And I'm gathering while we're talking, so spending time together. And we have some cheese. We have some green onion. Now, I don't have any fresh spinach. Some butter. Believe this or believe it or not, I don't have any salsa. You guys know how I love salsa, but I just don't have any. So, we're gathering these ingredients. So, let me put you guys down here. Let's see what we got so far. Okay, so we got some waffle fries, we got a bell pepper, we got an onion, we got some carrots, we've got butter, we've got cheese. I also have some of this Velveeta cheese. I'm just going to crumble it in there. I'll show you guys what I'm doing. Make sure I got 4 eggs. You need a good many number of eggs. I'll be right back. I'm going to put you on hold for a minute and we'll be back and we're going to have a conversation. Okay, I'm back. And what I did, the only thing that I gathered with you guys not with me is I gathered my cutting board, a bowl, And I also opened up a can of spinach and I put it in some paper towel and squeezed all the liquid out of it. Now we won't be using all this spinach, but we need some pretty green stuff in there, so we're going to work with that. So this is starting to heat up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put maybe about 2 tablespoons of butter in it. You really do need a lot of ingredients to cook in it. I'll tell you something. I always forget to spray it, but this has got to go in the oven. Most people know what a frittata is, but you cook it on the top of the stove and then you finish it in the oven. So we're going to put this on bake at 350. We got that preheated. We got that sprayed. Let's go ahead and put our butter in there. Like I said, you don't want your butter to get brown or anything. So I just got it on a low heat, just sitting over there getting ready for us while we're building everything. Alrighty, so I just want to tell you I love you this morning. I haven't told you that. Sometimes my husband say I said it too much, but my grandma used to say she loved me all the time. And both of them did, like I said. In grandma departments, I was very blessed. And my cousin would say, well, Mama, you just told me you loved me, because she raised my youngest cousin. And my grandma said, you don't never tell anybody you love them enough. And I agree. Make sure you tell people you love them. And not just tell them, show them. Show them. Show them you love them. Let's cut this up. So, I am putting some carrots in here. Some people might not like carrots. When you're building a frittata, an omelet, anything that's like that, you are able to put anything you want in there. I just like carrots. I think it makes it delicious. The ones that's been following me for a while, you know that I've been writing for the paper. And every week I've been struggling. And usually I'm not going to say I'm creative, but I usually have so many stories because I do have so much family stories. My grandmother was a storyteller. Both of them were storytellers. And but this weekend I just kind of had writer's block. And since you guys don't get our local paper, I'm going to share one of my stories with you guys this morning, because it is a cute story. And I told you about the chicken that they thought, and my mom corrected me. It was my Aunt Felicia who fell out of the loft, and not my Aunt Jean. So, my mom, if you're watching, I hope I get this story right. So, this is a story about my mom. My grandmother, my mom is the oldest of 5, and they were married for 3 years before they had my mom, which is unheard of in those days, because people would have children right away. And my grandmother wanted a child. And I'm going to tell the story. I might as well tell the whole story. But this is my grandmother, who is part Indian. And my grandfather had bartered a chicken for the doctor to come out and see her. And he said that he believed she was going to need to have some surgery, because he thought that he had felt some knots. And so, anyway, on her ovaries. And so my grandma and my grandfather rode out and told my great-grandmother, my granny's mom, that what the doctor had said. And my great-grandmother said, the butcher is not going to get his hands on you. She said, you give me just a little bit of time, and I'll make you a tonic. I don't know what this tonic was. My grandmother said they went out in the woods and they collected roots. And one of the things that my grandmother put in there was a root that looked like a man. The only thing that I have been able to find is maybe ginger, because ginger kind of has that look. She said, but it had arms and legs. And it took my grandmother a few weeks to gather everything that she needed. And like I said, she had Indian in her, and she knew how to mix tonics and make medicine. She even had a medicine bowl where she would grind stuff up into powders. And, you know, I wish that had not been lost. I wish it had been passed down to us girls. Right now, I don't have this turned down where you guys can see, but I've sliced up an onion and I'm chopping a pepper. I'm going to show you guys everything I'm doing. But anyway, my great-grandmother made my grandma 2 bottles of a tonic. When my grandmother was on the 2nd bottle, my mama was on her way. So, whatever was in that tonic worked. And also prayers. Because I don't ever want to leave God out of it. I definitely believe in the miracles that God gives us. And He performs and answers our prayers. So, anyway. So, my mama is her oldest child. And my grandmother always called my mom the genius. Right now, I'm just going to take my chopped onion and my bell pepper and put it in the skillet. And let them kind of start doing some cooking. And those little carrots, even though I chopped them little, they're going to take a little while. So anyway, back to the story. One winter, it was really cold. And my mom is the oldest of 5. And they had some baby chicks hatch. And my grandfather was a little bit disappointed because he didn't really like chickens to hatch when they had ice on the ground. So they tried to put the mama in the barn and keep her in there. But one day she led the little baby chicks out into the ice. And I think it was 2 or 3 of them that little feet froze to the ice. And my grandfather found them. And he had to get them out. He tried everything, but their little legs had already broke off. It's a really sad story, but it's got a happy ending, I promise. So anyway, my grandfather brought them in the house, and he wanted to show the children what happened, and that he was going to have to put them down. And my mom begged him not to put the babies down, not to do it, that give her just the night, and she would figure out what needed to be done to save these 2 little chickens. And so my grandfather said, okay, you've got tonight, but if not, they have to be put down because they can't make it like that. So my mom went in the house, in the kitchen, and she went through the drawers, and she found some popsicle sticks, rubber bands, and I believe some cloth. I'm not for sure the exact, but I know it's rubber bands and popsicle sticks. And she began to work on these little chickens, and she made them prosthetic legs out of these popsicle sticks and rubber bands. And they put them in a box, and Mom said she went to bed and she prayed and asked God to help these little chickens. The next morning she gets up and she goes into the kitchen because she's thinking that they're going to have to kill them that day, and she's really sad. And my grandfather said, you aren't going to believe it. He said, but they're up and they're walking on those popsicle sticks, and they're thriving. They're eating. And they're drinking water. And so my grandfather takes them back out to the barn, and he's thinking that he's going to let them live for a little bit longer because they're able to eat and they're not suffering. But then he's thinking that when they start growing and they start getting some girth and some fat to them, that he's going to have to kill them. Those 2 chickens, one was a hen and one was a rooster, lived to be great big old giant chickens on those popsicle sticks. Those popsicle sticks fused to their legs, and they would teeter around on them, and he would even climb up on a fence and crow in the morning to wake everybody up. And my grandfather never allowed anybody to kill them. They were allowed to live in a good old ripe age because he felt like that they had been through enough, and they were also a representation of a miracle. Now, my grandfather didn't say this. I'm going to say this. When you put some popsicle sticks on some chickens and it fuses and makes them legs and they can teeter around on top, that's a miracle. I'm going to say that night, God was definite. He is always listening. But that night he was listening to a little girl that had a hope and a prayer. And like I said in the paper I put, that night it was a sweet little prayer and a big old God, and some little chicken legs wasn't nothing for him. So if you're going through something today, know that your problems ain't too big for God. He can take and fuse popsicle sticks to chickens. So we're going to put some waffle fries in there now. Start cooking them on. Turn the heat up a little bit. I love that story. I would have loved, and they were poor, so they didn't have cameras and stuff, so they didn't get any pictures of it. But all the kids talk about that chicken and that rooster with them popsicle stick legs. I'm just going to add a few pieces of potato in here. You don't want to get too crazy. And this is something that will feed the whole family. If you're in a hurry and you have leftovers and you don't know what to do, we're going to put these back in the freezer. And I'm hoping you guys all can hear me because I'm just a little on the congested side. And I believe it was the rain we had coming yesterday. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to cut up a couple of onions. I have already washed my onion. I wash my vegetables when I bring them home from the store. Saves me prep time later. But this one, these are starting to get a little bit, they need to be used. I love green onion. And it's even cheap in the wintertime to get some green onion. Because I think I paid for that whole bag of that 69 cents. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. But let me see what's coming up on Grammy Nay Nay. I always like to tell you guys what I'm doing. My next video, of course, will be an Encouragement Wednesday. You guys have encouraged me to keep it. I had never thought about getting rid of it because it's one of the reasons why I started the show. I wanted to bring, and I said this, joy and happiness up. But you guys have really encouraged me to keep that. And I'm going to be less concerned about worldly things and more concerned about godly things. But I think the next thing that we're going to do, and I'm going to try to do this on, it'll be on a Friday night, and I'll try to get it up on next Saturday, is I'm going to try to do some appetizers in case you guys like to watch the Super Bowl. I used to be into football really big, but the last few years there's been so much negativity. I pulled myself away from a lot of things. But my husband wants to watch the Super Bowl, and he wants to have food, and my daughter and her little babies are coming over. So I thought I will make some appetizers. And so I've got some ideas of some things that we're going to do. One of them is something that I've never tried making. So we're going to try to do that. It's going to be good. You know, appetizers are good. They're just delicious. And then I believe I want to try to do something live. I'm trying to figure out how, because my computer is the only thing that will go live on YouTube. But I would love to build my homemade chocolate heart box with you guys. I'd like to have most of them made up, videotape it, and put a video out. But then when I go to put it together, I'd like to do that with you guys live. I think that would be awesome because I do so much love talking to you guys. Love, love, love talking to you guys. Okay, you guys can see the skillet. I'm going to go find Fred. Where are you, Fred? My little girl, my 13-year-old, got me this for Christmas. She got me this spatula. Well, she's named him Fred. So Fred is the name of my spatula. Only at Grammy Nene's house do we name our spatulas. So let's get in here and let's get this frying. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. So we're going to let this fry up. When it's done, I'm going to come back and we're going to beat some eggs up because you have to have eggs for a frittata. It's going to be good. So I will be right back. I'm fixing to do now is I had this leftover meat from breakfast yesterday, and I'm going to take me one piece of sausage, and I've got a couple of little sausage links here, and a piece of bacon. And I'm going to save the rest of this for my daughter and for my husband. Of course, they can eat some of this too, but he's not going to eat it. So this will make me breakfast for a couple of mornings, because I'm going to show you how I serve it up. Anyway, I'm going to chop this up and keep frying this stuff because I'm trying to get it all the way ready. And then I've already beat up 4 eggs into a bowl. And we're going to be back. I'm just going to let you guys watch me do this. Okay, everything in the skillet is ready to add the eggs. Let's hope this don't stick. That would be my only concern, is that it's going to stick. But let's go ahead. You guys can see what I'm doing. We're going to go ahead and add the eggs into the frittata mixture. And what I'm going to do now is just make sure that the egg gets all the way around the skillet. Just by kind of doing it like that. Look at that beautiful frittata. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I've just had the heat on low. This time you just got the heat down on low. We're going to take this piece of Velveeta and we're just going to kind of crumble that cheese and just drop it all over different places in there. You can do this with all kinds of cheese, mozzarella, Gouda, all of those delicious cheeses. But I'm using what I got in the house, and I've got a little bit of Velveeta in there. We're just dropping that around randomly. You don't like Velveeta, you can use any kind, like I said, any kind of soft cheese, cream cheese. It does need to be a creamy kind of cheese. And really, Velveeta shouldn't even be considered a cheese. It's a process, but you know, it's good. Sometimes the processed stuff is good. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this in the oven at 350, and I'm not exactly for sure how long it takes, because sometimes it takes less time, sometimes it takes more. And I'm going to put it on the top rack. And I'm going to clean up look at here. I try. Let's just pile it all on top of me this morning. Let's just let that cook, and I'm going to do a little cleaning, and I will be right back with you guys. We're going to serve it with a couple of tortillas. And you really need to let this come down a little bit. It'll come out of the pan easier for you if you do. But it does come out pretty good. And I love all of the stuff that we've added to it. But there you go. A delicious frittata, and that can feed the whole family. And now you're going to put just a little bit more cheese on top of it, and it'll melt because it's still warm. Now, if you're going to serve this and let it set, you'll go ahead and put the cheese on top of it, which is what I'm going to do. But I want it to be dramatic. You know, you got to be dramatic sometimes. A little green onion on there. And there you go. Now, I would serve this with a little salsa. I'd serve it with a little salsa on there, but I'm out of salsa. Sliced tomato on the side. I've added black olives to it. Anything you want to put in it. And it'll feed a bunch of people. You can see it's still a lot left. That's just a wedge out of there. My husband ain't going to eat that because it's got some stuff in it that he don't like. But it's okay because it does go in the refrigerator and it does heat up nicely. You just can't heat it up for a long time. It'll get rubbery. Just a little light heating. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't know if you noticed I got a delicious, scrumptious cup of hot chocolate over here. Grammy don't drink coffee. So if I'm in the mood for something warm, I have to have hot chocolate. I just wanted to add that this is a delicious meal if you're doing low carb, low sodium. I got somebody out there that's, let me fix that real quick. I feel like I got a bird sitting on my head. But you can do low sodium because you can control what's in that. So, and it's a good hearty breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Frittata, the meal for any time of the day. But you guys have a wonderful, blessed day. And I hope you guys enjoyed this wonderful, wonderful, delicious breakfast recipe. Make sure you leave me plenty of comments. Like and subscribe if you can and if you'd like to. And until next time, I'm Granny Nene, and you guys have a wonderful, blessed day. Love you guys. Bye-bye.